Alright, so there's the knife. It's been a minute since I've worked on this thing. Just a little update. Wood from the Paramount, steel from the railroad, pins from the riverfront. Man from Kentucky. And here we go. We're heading into the grinding room. Oh, I need ear pro. Just kidding. All right. Wide, we need a 60 grit, a 120 grit, a 220 grit, and a 320 grit. Now we're gonna take these into here.
Alright, so I am just getting the machine set up, getting the belt tracking straight. Doing this at a lower speed, so then when I turn it up to full speed, it's going to track it nice and straight and not fly off of the grinder. So, first step, I am going to just grind down these riverfront pins. Doesn't take too long with a fresh 60 grit belt. You can see it just hogs them away. When you're doing this, you do need to be careful as to not let too much heat build up in the pins, as it will break the glue bond because it'll melt the glue. Fun fact. So once I get all of these ground all the way down to the handle material, the very next step is going to be squaring up the handle material to the steel. So I'm going to be bringing all of the excess wood down flush to the tang of the knife. The 60 grit does a great job at this. You can see it really hogs that material off, removes it super fast, and then I will be switching over to a 120 when I'm done with that. I'm also going to rough in the two-dimensional shape of the handle as well with this 60 grit belt, just because it removes the material so quickly. And then after that, I'll be removing those scratches with each progressive belt. Lastly, I will just clean up the spine profile of the knife here as well. Next belt up is the 120. This is just going to refine all those 60 grit scratches, and this is where I'm going to actually start shaping. You can see that up and down motion that I'm doing. That is a muscle memory for me at this point. That's the technique I use to shape all of my production knives, so pretty good at that process. So I will go in first and shape all of the sides of the handles, and then I will blend each side from left to right, and this is where we are after the 120 grit. It is a beautiful handle. I think it looks really, really good. So as we mentioned previously in the other videos, we are going to be constantly reapplying this thin super glue to fill in any of the freshly exposed voids while we grind our handles. So that's gonna soak in, and then we're going to use the thin super glue activator to cause that to set up nice and solid. So this glue was drying really, really fast because it is a hot handle because we've ground on it so aggressively. So next step is going to be grinding off all this glue and then refining our scratches to 220 grit. You can see this handle is going to be pretty. Here is the 220 grit belt going onto the machine. So to start, I'm just going to take all of the scratches out of the steel first, and then I'm going to work on removing all of that glue from the faces of the handle, and then the belly and the spine. So we're just looking to remove all of the 120 grit scratches. It is going to be significantly less work than the 120 grit belt, as this is really just a lot more refinement. Lastly, we're going to get that 320 grit belt slapped on and rinse and repeat this process. So you can see this is the fastest out of the three belts. It is purely just scratch refinement. We're really not changing the shape of the knife at all here. Lastly, I'm just going to use that 320 grit belt to round the spine of the knife. And here it is, the almost finished product. Last thing we need to do in the grinding room is buff that handle. I guess not lasting, we still have to sharpen it too, so. If you don't know, the grinder is considered to be arguably one of the most dangerous tools in the shop, as it can take a knife right out of your hands and throw it right into your face or leg or gut. So just want to have really good control over whatever you're working with when you're using a buffer. And this is really where the wood comes alive. You're going to see the difference is night and day. So watch this. In between this shot and the next one, I did hit it on the cleaner buffing wheel, and you can see that really polishes it up and a lot finer and makes it look just stunning. I think this is a really nice looking handle. So I did learn this is Kentucky coffee tree, not silk mimosa. So last step in the grinding room is sharpening. I'm using a slack 320 grit belt here to put on that edge. And if this looks like I've done it a few times, you would be correct. So from the belt to the buffer is going to remove the burr we just formed, and then I'm going to take a few passes here on the felt wheel and then move right on over to the leather wheel. The felt wheel is 4,000 grit and the leather wheel is 14,000 grit. Once again, if it looks like I know what I'm doing, that is because I've done this at a low-end estimate 300,000 times. So I have sharpened professionally for 10 years, and it is the only thing I tell people I'm actually really good at. So the way we're going to test if I've removed the burr from this whole knife is we're going to do a paper test, and you'll see that there are no spots on the edge where it hangs up. Oh yeah, and just for good measure, of course, we're going to shave some hair as well.
Junior's like, what the?
Last step, I just need to get a protectant spray on this knife, as I don't want it to rust. So this is just good old WD-40, cover that carbon steel to stop it from rusting up. And this knife is pretty much done. Last thing we need to do is laser who made it. Now, normally you wouldn't want to stare at this, but through camera it is nice and safe. So I did have to laser the Ashland, Kentucky on the backside more than once, just because it is on a forged finish, and sometimes you have to hit it a few times to get through that black layer.
All right, I'm a little sweaty. Ooh, my hair looks awful. There we go. I think it's time to go bald. There you have it. The most Ashland, Kentucky knife possible. There it is. Made in Ashland, Kentucky. It's backwards there. Judith Knife Company. Now, here's how you could win this very knife. All you have to do is come down to the retail store and buy something else, anything else. Get your knives sharpened, whatever it might be. For every $10 that you spend, you're going to get entered in a raffle to win this knife, whether you want to or not. I suppose the only requirement is that you fill out raffle tickets. So, that being said, everybody, thanks for watching. This is the most Ashland, Kentucky knife possible. It is sharp. It is huge. It has the Paramount Arts Center wood handles. It is steel from the railroad, and the pins themselves are from the riverfront. So, if you don't think that's really cool, I don't know what else is. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, follow our channel, like this, share it. Helps us out a ton. I'm sweating bullets because it's raining outside. We really appreciate you. And yeah, this has been a fun little project. I can't wait to get back to what I normally do. So, hope you have a good one. Bye.